It is my pleasure to introduce our team from Berkeley College, Byron Hargrove, AJ Sharma, and Jennifer Moschella, who are going to be talking to us about combating COVID-19 in the virtual classroom, using our digital toolbox to sustain student-faculty relationships, engagement, and active e-learning across disciplines. Now, you will notice that we are not in our webinar format like we have done in the last couple of sessions. If you've been following along and participating in the APC Innovation Summit and other sessions, you'll know that we've been using the webinar format, but for this session, we're using the regular Zoom meeting format because we're going to be doing very interactive things and breaking out into breakout rooms and really just kind of interacting with each other. So I'm really excited. You know, we've had some practice sessions, so I think that this is going to run really well and very smoothly. But with that, just a couple quick housekeeping things. First of all, we are recording the session, so it should be available on the APC website sometime next week. I would ask that everybody continue to keep themselves muted. That happens automatically in the webinar setting, but again, we're using the meeting setting, so if you could just be sure that you're muted. And that is about it. I am going to turn it over to our friends from Berkeley. Take it away.
All right. Hey, everyone. How are you? My name is Jennifer Moschella. I'm going to share my screen with you and get us started. So welcome to combating COVID-19 in the virtual classroom, using our digital toolbox to sustain student-faculty relationships, engagement, and active e-learning across the disciplines. So I've been with Berkeley for about 7 years, and before that I was a public middle school teacher. I'm currently getting my doctorate in formative assessment. Assessment has kind of always been a passion of mine. Not so much summative, but definitely little check-ins along the way. And that led me to using forms and computer-based assessments, which is what brings us here today. And I am also a mother, a wife, a gardener, a photographer, and a lover of ice cream, which is so helpful in this heat wave. All right, so one of the ways that you can engage students is through using a feature called polling. So if you could just take a minute and answer the poll that has popped up on your screen, you'll get to experience what you can use in your room too. Now you can see how it's really quick and easy to launch a poll, and you can see the participants who've already answered the questions, and it tells you how long it's been running. And then when it's done and the poll ends, we all get to see the results. And so it's both engaging everybody and informing everybody on really where we should start and what should be focused on for the session. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll here. And here are, and then I can click share results, and there we go. So 40% use it regularly for online instruction, which is going to help me because in my session, that's what I'm going to be talking about, the features of Zoom. So you guys will be pretty comfortable with it. And you can see here that the statistics are very easy to understand, and it's really easy to launch and to make go away. Okay. Up next is AJ.
Hi, everyone. You can call me AJ, but my name is Arjune Sharma. I've been with Berkeley College since fall 2012, working with their Center for Academic Success. I was the director there for a number of their campuses within the New Jersey and New York areas. In the fall of 2018, I transitioned to the faculty side of the college, and I teach the fundamental accounting courses, so your 101 courses up to your federal taxation courses. I'm a Rotarian, currently holding the Assistant District Governor position for our district, 7475. That encompasses the Central and North Jersey area. I'm a golfer, love to be in the garden, and this is a great time of the year to be there. And I'm also an avid enthusiast with nature, just love to be out there hiking and camping. So I'm going to share with you what the goals of our presentation is. So at the end of the presentation, these are some of the things that you should be able to take away with you. First, we're going to showcase how faculty, Jen that you've met, Byron, who some of you know already, and myself, how we've integrated some of the digital tools using the LMS platforms Canvas to use Engage, which is CNOW V2, that's one of the publishers I use, the Microsoft Form, and Zoom. We're also going to share how a diversity of approaches that we've used transcends across the disciplines that we are here presenting on today. And you're going to have various faculty that is going to share how student perceptions were both before and during the pandemic that we are in right now. We'll also discuss the lessons that we learned and the takeaways, and you'll get to experience for yourself the live MS forms and Zoom breakout rooms with some polling. And with that, I introduce my colleague, Byron.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be back here with APC. This is my third presentation with you guys. And so this time I thought I'd bring along a few friends. And so Jen and AJ, I'm glad you can join us. And they bring a lot of experience in different disciplines. So I've been in higher ed for a number of years and enjoyed teaching, mentoring, counseling, worked at different universities up the East Coast. But I've been in 17 years with Berkeley College as both a professor and the dean of students. I'm very familiar with Canvas and Blackboard. I've worked online. I've taught classes and written courses for online. I'm also the director of Berkeley College Honors Program since 2012. I'm a husband, a father of 3, a nature enthusiast, and of course, the Force is with us. I'm a Star Wars fanatic. And so excited to be here. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our format, what we thought would be a great way to present this information while also exhibiting what some of our students may go through. So we are prepared, like Donna said before, we're going to have breakout sessions. And don't worry, you all will already be in one room, and we're the ones that are going to hop around and see different members of the audience. And each of us is bringing exposure to a different discipline. So we're going to talk about accounting and college writing, and in my area, social science courses. So you get a diverse range of how we interpreted how to use these digital tools, and also how we adapted to COVID. And now we're going to transition.
All right, Donna, do your thing.
All right. We're going to transition into 3 breakout rooms. And it's going to happen automatically. So, and it's going to take me just 1 second to move to breakout room 1. So Jennifer, you are now in breakout room 1. For Byron, we're in breakout room 2, and AJ, you are in breakout room 3. So I'm going to open these rooms. So everyone should have been asked to join, so go ahead and accept the invitation.
Obvious ways to engage students. And if you would just like to take a minute, is there anyone in here that uses icebreakers when you start a Zoom class? Because about half of you said that you use Zoom regularly. I'm interested in hearing what you all do, to get your classes started. So if you'd like to hop in the chat and put a response or two, you can. And if you aren't someone who uses an icebreaker, I have another fun question that you can answer. I'm a mom of a toddler. I have all the toddler tunes at my fingertips. So what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Use the chat to post your responses. We have about 30 seconds. Sorry. Awesome. Okay, so we have a cookie dough. We have a mint chocolate chip. Ooh, chocolate peanut butter. That sounds delicious. Anybody else? All right, well, I know that, oh, soft serve. So Lisa, do you like any sprinkles on your soft serve twist? Rainbow. You're just like my daughter, rainbow all the way. Oh, you use paper plates on one side to see what's on the outside. Oh, James, I've never heard of that as an icebreaker. I'd be interested in finding out more about how that works. So what I always do for my semester and with my classes is I do some sort of immediate engagement. In the beginning of the semester, I usually would do a 3 truths and a lie, and I have them meet up with 3 other people in class. Because we can't do that, I always kind of love to lead with ice cream, unless somebody, you know, doesn't really like ice cream or can't have dairy. This is usually a pretty easy and lighthearted question, and a lot of people then become very passionate about which flavor is better than the other. So I also like to use this in the Zoom chat. The Zoom chat is a great way to get people engaged if they don't want their sound on and they don't want their video on, but they want to express themselves. Another feature in Zoom, so there are 3 that I'm going to talk about in addition to the chat. So breakout rooms. We're in breakout rooms right now. I discovered breakout rooms because in my writing classes and in my literature classes, I wanted students to be able to conference. So they would share their screens and they would conference on their writing and give each other revision and editing feedback. I also have them work in Google Docs, so they share their document link in the chat so that they can hop into each other's document and actually write revisions beyond just speaking them. In literature, I would put them in small groups so that they can talk about the writing and the literature for that week. And I would usually give them guiding questions ahead of time for them to follow. Nonverbal feedback, many of you probably are aware of these, but I'm just going to show you a few little quick tips to help you. And then Zoom meeting polling, which you've already experienced. Okay, so breakout rooms. Breakout rooms, you will see breakout rooms in your toolbar where you click share and participants, your video and audio. If you don't see it, it just means your admin needs to turn it on or they need to tell you how to turn it on. Nonverbal feedback. This is super easy. If you click on your participants, you can see everybody who's in this room. Maybe you can do it and see it and maybe you can't, but when you are in your class, you can, as a participant, and your students can do this, and I'm going to ask you to do this right now. On your screen, can you answer the question for me, clicking the yes or the no? Have you used any of these nonverbal feedback buttons with your students? Okay, so nobody's clicking the buttons. If you're having trouble seeing them, let me know. You can use the chat or you can turn your speaker on and say, I can't find them. Can you help me?
It's normally in the participants portion. I don't see it in our portion today. I can do a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, I don't see it either. I wonder if it's disabled. So this is interesting too. This feature might be disabled in breakout rooms, like polling. You can't poll in a breakout room. So maybe you also can't use nonverbal feedback in a breakout room. Maybe breakout rooms are meant to be for talking. But when you're in a whole class, you're right. These are usually, and I'm gonna share my desktop so you guys see more than just my screen. So now you guys can see what I see. You see our videos on the side and you see my participant list. You're absolutely correct that it's not at the bottom here, but at the bottom of the participant box is where it would be. And the cool thing is that students can raise their hand if they have a question without wanting to interrupt you. They can say yes, no, go faster or go slower. But I like the thumbs and the clapping. And of course, as a teacher, you live on coffee. As a mom, you live on coffee. So the little coffee cup is always welcome when somebody says, I need a little break. So I think that's something also important to, keep in mind, is that they don't work in breakout rooms, but they will work in a general class session. All right, so let me go back now. Okay, so aside from nonverbal feedback, we also have polling. There are essentially two things to know about polling. Polling can be made on the spot, but you can create a poll on the spot, which is really good, but the class kind of just sits there and waits for you while you do it. If you pre-create your polls, it allows you, like I did, to just hit launch. And then it's ready to go, and it kind of saves time. The next thing is you can pick two kinds of answer choices. So it can be a multiple choice where they select one, or you can give them a list and they can select multiple answers. There's no open-ended option.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Hi, Marvel. How are you?
Okay, good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm trying to figure out how to send the folks that have joined us to the breakout rooms. Everyone's currently in breakout rooms.
Oh, okay. We had another call. That's why I was late getting on.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to just move you around a little bit.
Okay.
Is it giving you an invitation? You should get an invitation to join.
No, not yet.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. It should be on my email?
No, it should just be a pop-up box on the screen.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I see a box on here that says breakout rooms. Should I click on that?
You can.
Let's see what it gives me if I click on there. Oh yeah, you have been assigned to breakout room 3. Okay.
Yes, go right ahead and do that.
Join.
In Kew Garden Hills, in those garden apartments. I don't know where, but.
Hello,
Yeah.
Rosalind. How are you? Rosalind, are you there?
He is starting, he just did an internship. He graduated in January.
Everybody can work on at the same time. I have 3 examples here. So one is a poetic elements quiz. one is how to write a comparative essay thesis, and the other one is a midway survey. So halfway through the semester, I reach out to all of my students, have them fill this out, and let me know how are they doing in this class, and what do they need from me. So we have about 5 minutes left, and I would just like to explore these with you, and also let you hop in and try one of them so you can see what they're like. Does anybody have a preference on which one I do first? So you can turn your speaker on, or you can use the chat. Okay, nope. Microsoft Forms, okay, no. Alrighty, so I will show the Microsoft form in the midway survey. All right, where did you go? Here it is. Okay, so what I created for the Microsoft Forms is a check-in survey, and there are all different kinds of questions that you can ask, and it's very simple to create this. This is the student view, so this is what your students would see on, I ask, what is your name? And so you can have an open-ended question. You can have a ranking with stars or checks, another open-ended, multiple choice, a select all. And the thing about when you answer these, and this one is really cool. I tried this one and I was incredibly surprised at the responses. So it's, what's the biggest motivational factor for you to attend class and complete all of your work? I thought it would be how easy it is, and how the class is taught, but it turns out that of the statistics, relationship with my professors and relevance to my current life, followed by clearly knowing how to be successful in this course, were the top three. How easy it is was actually the last one. So it blew me away, and it made me realize that I need to make more of an effort to constantly communicate with them, remember what they say to me, and follow up with them and see how they're doing. And so I can duplicate this form and send it to you all if you'd like to use it. Let's see here. Oops. All right. So I will duplicate it and send it out to you at the end of the conference so we don't lose time. Okay. Another one that I have for you. Now this is Google. Microsoft and Google are the same. What you're seeing here is now the instructor side, and it's fabulous and it's so easy. You'll always start with a title and an explanation, and this is your little building bar on the right, where you add a question. You can import questions if you already have something created in another document and you don't want to copy and paste everything in. A title and a description, you can add an image. You can add a video, and you can even break it down into sections. So my questions, I like to always add images or videos. So this is active e-learning for engagement, where I make this like a teaching page. It's a teaching module where I give instructional videos. I ask them to answer questions. I'll give them a demonstration video, and I would ask them to, okay, now show me what this video is teaching you. Write me a thesis. And so that's what I did at the bottom here. I made this a guided writing practice where I gave them 3 thesis templates, and they practiced and submitted them. And then at the very end, I get feedback from them on, what did you like about this form? I'm happy to walk anybody through how to build one of these forms after the conference. If anybody would like one-on-one help, I'll give you my email address, and thanks for joining my session. See you soon. Okay, so Donna, I think breakout room 1 might need to have the participants re-invited back in so that I hop out, but they stay. I forgot to mention that. And how do I get into 2? Do I jump in myself? I can't hear your speakers off.
I'm just going to move you over to 2, Jennifer.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and I see AJ. See Byron in 2. And Jennifer in 2. All right. All right. AJ, I've unmuted you.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead.
Awesome, thank you. Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're staying cool on this warm summer day. I will go ahead and share my screen with you. And I would like to just start by saying,
Of IceBreaker or entrance activity do you ask your students to do in Zoom? And if you don't use one, that's okay. I have a backup question for
COVID-19 world now. I had to resolve and find some digital resources in which to use. And luckily enough for us, Cengage, the publisher who we use for accounting text, has a very robust digital platform called CNOW V2. Now, in addition to accounting, they do have other courses, and this is not a plug for them, but just to share with you that there are other areas of.
And so forums has been a very successful way for me to pull them in and really meet the learning objectives that way. We also introduced, because of COVID, digital office hours. And I must tell you, I had more people join my office hours during COVID than I ever did on site. So here was twice a week, we had Zoom hours, and the students really enjoyed it. In fact, they told me a lot about that. And so what I ended up doing is using this as another teaching opportunity where it wasn't required because we couldn't require that. But students that wanted to participate could also do bonus quizzes and review study during our office hours. That's what they liked. And then what I want to show you today is
Berkeley College is all of our students will take financial accounting 1, both the accounting majors and non-accounting majors. And the 2 digital platforms I will present on are the Cengage Now V2, as well as Microsoft Forms. Some of you may have been in Byron's breakout session. If not, you will be there with him shortly. And he is going to be able to show you how to create these forms. And I will just show you how I integrated it with my class. So an overview of what I'll be presenting on. First, I'll share with you about the registration for CNOW V2. Then I'll talk about assignment creations, followed by student enrollment in the particular assignment. Then how that student-centered learning takes place and how they can get instant feedback. And finally, I'll touch up on the engagement that I have with Microsoft Forms with the students. Okay, so I've shared my screen with you guys, and I just want to make sure, can everyone see my screen that I've shared? Yes?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you, Susie. So the first screen you're looking at, ideally, is where the registration takes place. And as your administrator would have given you the rights to this from the publisher already. So once you've logged into the